So you can probably see why I've chosen to photograph this tree. So it's an ancient yew. I've no idea how old this is, hundreds of years old I expect. Some ancient yews are sort of thousands of years old. Just the way that it's kind of seeded itself in this bank of rocks, grown up through the rocks, and it's obviously taken some of its stability from the rocks around it. It's sent out shoots over the years which have seeded and created a structure all the way down. Sometimes with yews they can tend to sort of die off in the middle, but because they put out these extra branches, it just creates a sort of a very stable structure. It's almost sort of like a church with sort of flying buttresses out to the sides. So even though it's on a very steep bank, it looks pretty stable, and I think it'll be here for a few more hundred years. So, how do I tackle this today? It's not the easiest site to sort of get around because it's so steep, and trying to film myself at the same time. I've got the tripod legs at all sorts of weird angles going on, I can see down there. So yeah, this is where most of the interest is, at the front bit, where it drops away. I'm going to check it out up the top, but I think these sculptural forms coming down and the greenery of the rock is what's going to make the photograph. So I'll probably get a couple of different angles and we'll take it from there. So I'm also trying out a new camera today that I've hired from Hire a Camera, and so it's a Sony A7R3. I've always been Canon, but I've sort of got to a bit of a quandary about what I do in the years to come, because I'm filming a lot more now, and so I have bought into the Panasonic GH series, which I'm filming on now, but it's a smaller sensor, so I'm looking at getting full frame sensor, and this is a 42 megapixel sensor on the on this Sony, so for landscapes it's going to be fantastic. So at the moment I'm just using it with an adapter on, a Metabones adapter onto my Canon lenses. So one thing I'm going to do first though is to do a shot with my colour checker, because I've just started using this chart here, and basically you take a shot, and what it means is you can build a custom profile for the camera you're using. So when I get it back into Lightroom, I don't have to use I tend to use the sort of Adobe standard picture profile, but if I set up a profile just for this camera, then I can, it's amazing. You switch it over to the profile you've made and you see the colours just pop. Take my shot. So now I've got a shot with the colour checker in, which I can use as my reference. What I think I'll also do is I've got my Canon 5D Mark III with me as well, so I'll take this shot and then I'll get a shot with my Canon, and then I can compare the two files. This will be a much bigger file than my Canon. I think it may be around about 24 megapixel, but this is 42, so there should be a lot more detail, and I think the dynamic range is supposed to be a lot better in this camera, so we'll see. So I'm going to swap this round with the Canon body now, keep the same lens, keep the metabones on the Sony. Barney, you need to get out of the way. Come here. I'm going to be in the shot, Barnes. So, got the same ISO, which is 100. Same white balance. Just put it on a cloudy setting. So take one more. Cool, that's that one done. Just get a straight on one from here. So I think I'll do one more shot. I'm just going to come in a little bit tighter on the on this rock area here with the branches coming down. There's a nice curve on those, and so I've got the greenery of the rock, so just get it as a bit of a tighter composition. That looks about right. I'm going to keep all the sky out, and we've got a nice bend in the branches there, and we've got a little bit coming in on that side, and then we've got sort of two layers of rock, and got a nice bit of greenery there. I'm just gonna cover that back, save any light spilling in. Okay. That's good. So I think that's me done for today. Thank you very much for watching again. I'm going to get back and get these images into Lightroom. Be interested to see the comparison between the Sony and the Canon. Obviously I'm going to stick the photos up. So if you've got any comments, please leave them below. If you did like it, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Go on and get it.